So I guess, like you said, not a whole lot to dissect. It didn't give us a whole lot to say too much. Basically, just everything you could hope for. You could do that to your rival over a year. You'd be pretty excited. But I guess coming up next, at least on paper, pretty big one. Syracuse, right?
Yep.
So
And
any initial thoughts on that one?
I mean, a lot of it depends on the health of Garrett Schrader. He didn't play today against Pitt, and they lost by 10, I think, to Pitt.
I think so. I was just looking at that.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of it depends on if he's healthy or not. But honestly, it shouldn't matter. Like if we bring the same level of intensity that we brought tonight, I don't. There's no one on the rest. There's no one on the rest of our schedule that can hang with us. But
I don't think so.
that's been the real kind of issue with this team, right? It's like they haven't dealt that well with expectation. It's like when everyone was expecting 5-win team this year. The expectations were low coming into the year. We start out 4-0. No one had us. Well, not no one, but few people had us going 4-0. And then you have better opponents, more pressure. The team kind of they kind of choked a bit, and that's fine. They're still learning, just like we were talking about earlier. They're still learning how to win, and so I've been accused of being a bit of an apologist for Norvell, but I feel very validated by the win tonight, and I'm just gonna extrapolate this performance to the rest of the season. So yeah, Syracuse has no chance. Lay the points.
Yeah. I mean, I still was a little perplexed that the line for the Miami game was just Florida State minus 7.5. Just didn't make a whole lot of sense. We'll be interested. I mean, I would be pretty surprised if it's not a double-digit spread. Syracuse has been pretty interesting. They jumped to 6-0. I don't know if I like the word fraudulent because they obviously found ways to win in some games that they weren't expected to win. That Purdue game kept things close with, at the time, top 5 Clemson team. Probably won't be come Tuesday night.
Hate to see it.
But what's been weird, I think, about Syracuse is, Tucker was such a big part of that offense, and getting to 6-0, and like today he gets 10 carries for 19 yards, 1.9 carries or 1.9 yards a carry, and then I think the backup, he's got a really long name, Del Rio.
That's
Del
good.
Rio
Stick with Del Rio. There we go.
Del Rio, yeah. 14 carries for 7 yards. So they had 25 carries for 25 yards today. And nice. I know the Pitt defense is pretty good. And then through the air, 120 yards. So 145 total offensive yards, 9 points. I'm hoping for a repeat performance like tonight. And I think that should probably be the expectation.
Yeah. No, I mean, if Schrader doesn't play, we should roll. Like, there's not, I'm not gonna say there's not any point spread I wouldn't stay away from, but we'll likely be, if Schrader's out, we'll probably be nearly 2 touchdown favorites. That sound about right to you?
I would think so. That's where I would have it.
Given how anemic their offense has been since Schrader got hurt, I just can't see the line being anywhere close to single digits. But I don't know. There's not a reasonable I wouldn't lay if Schrader's out. But if he plays, that is a little bit different. Just our defense has looked really good against 2 really bad offenses the last 2 weeks. I don't think I'm quite ready to trust it. So that's why I think whether we get to 8 or 9 wins is really going to depend on how our defense plays against Florida, because they're a bit of a wild card on offense. They can at times it looks like Richardson should be a Heisman candidate, and they can score on anyone. But then other times he just straight up throws the ball to the other team. So it's really hard to know what you're going to get out of Florida, and what you're going to get out of our defense. And so we've shown that we can overwhelm terrible offenses, which is great because that is not something that we have done in the past couple of years. So at least we can do that. But if Schrader doesn't play, I don't see how it's close.
I would totally agree with that. I mean, I wouldn't, even if Schrader doesn't play, I wouldn't quite maybe expect like what was the Georgia Tech line? It ended up at like 23.5. I wouldn't expect it to probably get over 20. I still don't know if I wouldn't maybe take that, but I think it's a little bit more dangerous. But definitely, I mean, obviously, Pitt's got a good defense, but Pitt doesn't have the type of defense that should be holding you to 25 yards rushing.
Yeah. Well, if we can dial in on Tucker, especially getting Lovett back and playing back at a high level, I have a hard time believing that a running back is going to be able to beat us by himself. And so it's just a different game Schrader plays if he doesn't.
Yeah, we had a tough time with Schrader last year. That was the Syracuse game, if I'm right, is the game that broke the 4-game losing skid last year.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty close.
Right. Yeah, big field goal at the end. Yeah.